Some of the most dangerous Force abilities as well as lightsaber techniques were outlined by the Greater Jedi Order, even from the most powerful members of the Order such as the likes of Dooku, Yoda, and Mace Windu. As we've established well on this channel, the 7th form of lightsaber combat was one of these techniques that was outlawed. Juyo, or the Ferocity form, was most well known for being the most aggressive of all 7 lightsaber techniques. It was so aggressive in fact that it led too far to the dark side of the Force, and thus Grandmasters like Yoda forbade its usage within the Jedi Order. In the past, some Jedi Grandmasters had even stated that it was Juyo that led great civil wars within the Jedi Order, or was at least one of the pieces that began the wars. Despite being proficient in only one lightsaber form, Makashi, Dooku was still heavily aware of Juyo, despite being a Jedi Master. Although Dooku maintained the facade that he was a faithful Jedi Master, he dabbled in what was forbidden by other Jedi, specifically his own master in Yoda. Yoda had warned him many times to stay away from the forbidden texts, but Dooku never listened. It was because of this that when he finally turned to the dark side of the Force and was given his great task of training General Grievous in lightsaber combat, that he knew the form that he needed to teach him the most. In addition to training Grievous, Dooku also had a hand in developing the cybernetic mind of Grievous. Therefore, he downloaded all of the lightsaber techniques within his very brain, especially though the sequences of one. Again, although Grievous had access to all 7 forms of lightsaber combat, there was one form that Dooku emphasized, the aggression form. Grievous's form took on many traits of Juyo, being extremely aggressive, more aggressive in fact than anything the Jedi had ever faced before. Grievous had a very minimal defense, but his offense was completely overwhelming. That was Grievous's whole idea, that he was to overwhelm a Jedi immediately. Dooku even told him on multiple occasions if a Jedi was able to withstand his immediate onslaught, then he should retreat and regroup. As a lightsaber duelist, Grievous was more of a trick card. He was extremely proficient in one area of lightsaber combat, the forbidden area of lightsaber combat that Dooku had taught him. He was extremely aggressive, more aggressive than any Sith Lord the Jedi had faced in centuries, and more than that, very few Jedi could stonewall his attacks. Grievous's Magna Guards, benefiting from Grievous's own programming as well as from instruction Grievous had received from Count Dooku, the elite were trained in the Jedi arts, and more than a match for most. Dooku had taught Grievous well, and Grievous had taught his elite well. Coupled with Dooku's training and coaching, their programming in the 7 classic forms of lightsaber dueling in the Jedi arts made them lethal opponents. It was this aggression from Form 7 that Dooku implemented into Grievous's brain and fighting style. Debatably, if you had to pick a single lightsaber form that General Grievous uses, it is most definitely Juyo. Again though, Grievous's style is something that has not been recreated in Star Wars before. Grievous had his own lightsaber hybridized style, but of course it was exceptionally aggressive. Far too aggressive and forbidden for any Jedi. Thus, why Juyo, Form 7 lightsaber combat was crucial within Grievous's brain. This could play in part why the Jedi were so unprepared for Grievous. Not only was he extremely aggressive, but they were still not allowed to practice even the sequences that Grievous used within his lightsaber style. Many of the Jedi that Grievous fought had never encountered Juyo before in any form, let alone a more hybridized style that Grievous implemented. But those were the forbidden lightsaber techniques that Count Dooku taught General Grievous, and why they were so dangerous to the Jedi Order. But leave your thoughts on this in the comments down below, and what are your guys' opinions on Count Dooku actually training Grievous in Form 7 lightsaber combat? Was this a stroke of brilliance on Dooku's part, or was he mistaken? As always, thank you guys so much for watching, may the Force be with you, and have a great day.
Thank you.